You know, one of the wonders I have about the communist revolution of America is how exactly is that going to be executed when your entire movement is comprised of nothing but cowards?
And these Denver communists are chasing me.
Why they tripping so bad?
I'm literally not doing anything.
Why they call you a Nazi?
Because I walked out of a coffee shop, apparently.
Oh, we was all I went in there.
Yeah, I walked out of a coffee shop, and and these people are actively opposed to this coffee shop.
Yeah, because
that's where it all comes from. So I'm like not even engaging them. They just chase me down, and they just.
You all type of Nazis.
I don't care what they say because. Right. Yeah, they obviously have nothing better to do with their time than to chase down people that just do this. So that's it.
Like, take this situation here, for instance. That guy's outnumbered 100 to 1, 200 to 1. I don't know how many Antifa protesters there are out there in front of that coffee shop. What I do know, though, just by watching the video, is that man that they're harassing is not in the least bit intimidated. And for a single man to face 100 nut job, black clad, face mask wearing, drugged out Antifa members and feel not even the slightest bit of anxiety about it, well, that's proof positive that you people aren't actually anything to worry about in any sort of one-on-one confrontation. The only way Antifa knows how to execute any sort of power is through surreptitious violence, terrorism, things of that nature. Well, that and the obvious intimidation of the mob that we're seeing right here, which this man is not giving into at all. Much respect to this boss auditor.
Nazi! Fuck off, Nazi! Fuck off, Nazi! Okay, keep walking. You're not valid.
I'm literally just standing here. I'm literally just walking down the street. I'm walking down the street.
Take this tweaker, for instance. Looks like a strong wood would blow him over. Nobody is genuinely afraid that this dude poses a threat to our way of life, our society, our systems, anything like that. The only threat, the only danger, the only fear that this guy may impose or inspire is to the poor, I don't know, lady walking down the street trying to get home after a late night job, seeing this dude's saucer eyes coming the opposite way down the sidewalk. They might need to be a little worried because there's no telling what this crackhead might do.
They have nothing else to do. They have nothing else to do.
This is not to say that this is a blanket statement about all communist, socialist, leftist revolutionaries, because obviously the real ones have existed in time. I mean, they took over China, they took over Russia. Violent, very proactive, seems like a weird word to use, but violent, proactive, aggressive communists. They certainly do exist, but the ones that we have here calling themselves Antifa in America are not those folks. The folks that we have masquerading as revolutionaries are nothing but spoiled brats that never had enough challenge in their life to learn how to deal with the anxiety and adrenaline rush that the challenges of life may present to you. So they seek to avoid all of them by government power, by ensuring that any problem they may ever have to face will be taken care of for them by the government as if it were their parent. And just like a spoiled little brat, these people will go out into the community, into the streets, and act like it's theirs to own and dictate what is and is not allowed in those public spaces. And when they get any sort of pushback, they cry foul. They call you a Nazi or a bigot or a fascist or any other pejorative term that they can come up with to denigrate you and your position, to try and make you look like the bad guy when they are the ones flash mobbing city streets, destroying buildings, trying to shut down businesses over political disagreements. They are the terrorists within our nation. And as I said, they are weak and they are cowardly. And this is evidenced by the fact that anytime you see an actual physical altercation take place between the anti-fascist left and, basically anyone else in America, well, it's usually Antifa that gets pieced up. You notice that these folks never go out and rah, 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 cheer, cheer, cheer all by themselves. They can't do it unless they have 50, 100 or more people, because they know on their own individually they are weak and they are cowardly. And it's not like I'm speaking on something I don't have firsthand experience with, because back during the Occupy protests back in 2011, I stood shoulder to shoulder with these, at the time, anarchists of the Black Cross. And I'll tell you something, as I stood shoulder to shoulder with these anarchists of the Black Cross out in front of the Capitol building in Denver, Colorado, I thought to myself, these are not my people. As angry at the government as I am, as much as I want change, as insulted I am by the government bailing out banks, I could still tell, even in the light of those facts, even in the light of my anger and rage, I could tell that these people are not my people. These people are nothing but animals that want to see the world burn because, I don't know, society didn't show them the appreciation that they think they deserve as special little snowflakes. And you know, I think that's part of the reason that leftists despise me so much, is because I'm not just some dude that grew up and lived his entire life in his home, his small rural city in Midwest America. I actively traveled, sought out new experiences all through my 20s and spent a very large portion of time around the sort of supposed liberal, the illiberal liberal left, let's say, and saw firsthand how performative these people's ideology is, because the fact of the matter is that individually these people tend to be some of the shittiest folks on earth, always complaining about what everyone else has done to them, never realizing that maybe it's the company you keep, or maybe you yourself are just a shitty person. But the lack of self-reflection from people on the left, from collectivists, is inherent to their nature, so they're never going to see that fact.